Hey there, fellow Saggies. It's Jen here. I'm doing a reading for November. So I'm sitting here getting oriented to a little bit of the astrology that's going on in November. And on November 4th, we have a new moon in Scorpio. And then on the 19th, we have a full moon in Taurus. And this is also a partial lunar eclipse. So we'll keep those in mind as we're going through the reading. I actually haven't decided which cards I want to use now that I started the reading, but I already have some things coming through, so that's why I started before I'd figured everything out. I'm a typical Sag. Um, so I have a little notebook that I sort of prepare in and channel in and just write notes in as I'm preparing. And I have my parents' dog here, so you might hear him snoring in the background. Ralphie. Um, but when I went to write the V in November, it kind of turned into a zodiac sign, and I had it's terrible. I had to astrology. I had to look it up because just to make sure. And it's the Aries sign. I was like, is that Taurus or Aries? But um, so that really makes us want to think back potentially for something that happened around maybe the October 20th full moon in Aries, or what happened or will be happening in Aries time, which is around March 21st to April 21st. That's not exact, but right around there. Could be an Aries person or someone um, that has a lot of Aries in their chart or presents that way. Aries is it's the cardinal sign of fire signs. So people think Sag can be impulsive. Aries is let's move forward now. I'm going to make something happen from sheer will. Like that's type of Aries energy, Mars energy. So to me, with this partial lunar eclipse, full moon lunar eclipse, something is going to push forward, and because of that, something will be eclipsed out of your life in one way. I truly believe it's things like this are always positive, whether they feel that way or not. I don't necessarily, this could be a job. I'm feeling pretty strongly, like a new job opportunity, moving in a new direction, but it's time. Like if you've sort of been mulling things over and thinking about things and um, or really wanting something to happen, you're no longer sort of waiting for the universe to step in. You are actively manifesting in the minimum and actively looking for that new job, putting your resumes out there, talking to people, networking, asking that person out, putting yourself, out on a dating site. Sorry, I need to, a bunch fell on the ground. Signing up, we're just going to take them all. Signing up for those classes, whether it's, something like how to read tarot, or a gym or a running group or something like that. Or it could actually be courses towards a new career. I see a lot of you doing, what a beautiful manifestation card. Speaking of manifestation, the Magician. I haven't used these cards in a while, and I forget how much I really, really like them. This is the Spacious Tarot. It's done by two, well, I think they're young. They're probably in their 30s, but two young women. And it's a really beautiful deck. It's from the heart. The white book is not a little white book that you just cast aside. It has a very, very thoughtful and very interesting perspective on tarot cards. The only human aspect in these cards, I think, is the hand and the death card, if I remember correctly. Um, it removes gender from the cards. I don't know. It's a pretty deck. You can feel the love and attention, and that it was a true, what do you want to call it? I don't know these people, so I'm not getting any money. You just tell it's really from the heart, I guess. It's like when they say, and now I feel like this is a message. What's a special ingredient in like someone's food, and it's love? Like it's something like that. Okay, let's keep that in mind as we're going through, because I feel like that's a message. Six of Cups. Wanting to get, so there, it's like there's something from your past, from your childhood, that is still calling to you. If if any of you have thought you were kind of, sometimes we get in our head like, oh, I'm too old for that. It's too late for that. I say, Aries would say, it's never too late to start something new or to start over or to learn something and that you should be living as long as you're living to the best of your ability. So the Six of Cups would be it's simplicity. It's enjoying the simple things in life, stopping and smelling the roses, decluttering, uncomplicating your life. There's such a peaceful, tranquil vibe about this card, being by the ocean. The ocean is so cleansing, and just how the sound of the waves crashing in, that methodical back and forth of the waves of the ocean. And, it has a very meditative and healing feel to it. So, reading the tarot really strictly with the Magician, it's like you want to manifest all those things I was just talking about. It also can mean there was something in childhood, a dream, a talent you used to do, a dream you had that is still there underneath the surface, and it's time to manifest it. Will it look exactly the way you thought as a child? No, because you're not a child anymore, and but can you find like an adult way to really embrace this and bring this back into your life? And really, who gives a shit? Um, if you want to learn to paint and you can't draw, who gives a shit? Are you enjoying it? Then that's all that matters. Four of Pentacles. For me, the Four of Pentacles, the traditional meaning of this card is someone really hanging on tight to their material possessions, and in many cases, valuing those, that type of external security. And it's not that it isn't valid, I mean, but this is to the extreme where being overly tight with money, feeling like holding on or having certain physical things, a house, money in the bank, a fancy car, fancy clothes, whatever. Valuing those types of things over relationships. It can get a little obsessive, maybe. It's a bit of an OCD card to me. But really, when I think about this card, it's about boundaries. Um, this person would be putting up an extremely strong boundary around finances, for example, um, and would prioritize that over relaxing just a little bit to go to the movies one night with, their with a friend or a partner or whatever. At the same token, sometimes our boundaries are too loose and we don't set them strong enough. I'm getting that there is some fear, almost a Five of Pentacles energy around maybe slowing down or simplifying or spending some money on something. I don't see this as a frivolous, large expenditure, investing in yourself, but I do feel maybe, if you have kids, for example, you may never feel justified on spending money on yourself. Um, and I think that that relationship with what really is security, and life is so short, and wanting to live, and that those types of thoughts are kind of, you're going to have to struggle through it to be able to get through it. Struggle through it. Okay. Nine of Pentacles. Yeah, see, the Nine of Pentacles is saying you're fine. Like this is a really, for me actually, the Nine of Pentacles, yes, it can show someone who's like, you've worked hard, you deserve to spend a little money on yourself, or take that time out for yourself, go to the beach for the long weekend for yourself, invest in yourself for this new idea or this new thing you want to pursue. But another thing about the Nine of Pentacles, um, oh my God, it just went out of my head. What the hell was I going to say? Oh, is confidence to me. Because for me, it usually shows a single person, um, enjoying the fruits of their labor. I guess maybe as someone who's handled their own affairs and been single for a long time, and a single mom, there's a confidence from knowing that I take care of my house, I take the garbage out, do the dishes, maybe not as much as I should. Not a big housekeeper, but I get it done. You know, I can call someone for things I can't do. Whatever. I can pay my bills. I know how to get a mortgage on my own. I know how to get a car. I can manage my own life all by myself. Um, and there's something about, but it's kind of leaning into responsibility, leaning in and accepting that responsibility, which is a lot, but then there's so much confidence from being able to handle it. And I think it's like, you can handle it. You can totally handle it. Um, I see you. Yeah, okay. So it's kind of this Four of Pentacles is a bit insecure, right? It's clinging on to something that isn't necessarily isn't necessarily really, the vibe I'm getting is really not secure, or it's external, and security and confidence is internal. So it's false to be clinging on to some things. Um, okay, let's keep reading. We got a lot of cards, so I'm just going to put them all out. Explore. So that must be the Knight of Cups. Whoops. Oh, so I'm just going to say with the Six of Cups, someone coming in from your past. It's an offer anyway, an offer usually of love, but it doesn't have to be something that elicits a positive emotional response from you. Could be a water sign. But with the Six of Cups, this could be exploring something you loved as a child. Um, it could be someone coming uh, from your childhood or from your past. It doesn't have to be romantic. Sometimes maybe they weren't romantic then, but maybe you're both single now. Could be something like that. Yeah, you have to, between this Four of Pentacles, it's like, I'm secure because of these outside things, versus Nine of Pentacles, I'm secure because of in myself within me, is this King of Wands. I actually was going to read this as the Ace of Wands. I really like this card too. Like, cool. This is your thoughts, getting your thoughts wrapped around that, and cutting away the bullshit, the insecurity, the shit that's holding you back from asking that person out, from having the job or career you want, from learning how to ice skate as an adult. I don't know what it is. Swim, paint, getting a college degree, going back to school, getting in shape, moving to where you really want to move, having that side job, and making it into a full-time job, still a real job. Okay, so what I'm getting for some people is there's some things you want to do, but you were waiting for a condition, either someone to do it with, or it was always getting pushed into the future. It was always something that will happen like in the future. And the energy is with this Aries full moon is like, what are you waiting for? And so I'm getting that there's almost an urgency within. Another nine here, Nine of Wands. What are you waiting for? Yeah, the Nine of Wands is like, I feel like it's saying it's time. Keep pushing. You're almost there, but it's time. There's no more. There really. It's waiting for when the kids are this, when this has happened, when I'm this age, when I have that. You know what I mean? I feel like that Aries eclipse is like, no more excuses, no more waiting for this arbitrary and goalpost that keeps getting moved. Explorer of Pentacles, that new moon in Taurus. It's time to start. Time's passing. It's time to start. And the Knight of Pentacles, Explorer of Pentacles, is a good omen of anything you start now. It really has the potential to go all the way. So, and this is actually under this relationship card. But it's slow. It's a slow burn. It's done methodically and carefully and on a really solid foundation. We have no air. No fire, and only one. Oh, we do have this nine over here, and the king. But what was I gonna say? That's okay. It went on my head for a reason. This, though, magician is sort of fiery too. So we have this fire on bookends. This could definitely be an Aries card, the magician, even though the emperor is red. I feel like this is all the aces make up the magician, but I feel like the ace of wands is strongest because that's the motivation to make everything happen, to make the changes in your life that you want. Eight of Swords. So with the Eight of Swords being right under the King of Swords, it's like whatever you were telling yourself that was holding you back is being stripped away. Because again, I'll do that when I feel a certain way. Like I really feel like it's time to manifest and put these things into real life. Yeah, there's something that just is done. You're just done with something, and it will shake you out of your. Because the Nine of Wands here is someone sort of holding vigil. Is that the right word? standing guard, hanging in there, waiting. But with this Ten of Swords below, it's like, you know what? It's done. It's time to move. It's time to move on. It's time to make the change. And I think it may be something that sort of snaps you out of your, it's going to be like a realization where you're like, what the hell have I been waiting for? And once you kind of get, I'm looking for a certain deck of cards, which I'm not seeing. No, okay. Where are they? Oh, I may have put them back in the box. Okay. So I just want to pull a couple more cards. Not that I don't have enough out, but let's pull a card. I want to look a little bit more at that Magician. What exactly is being manifested? I think independence. Independence. But there's a different word I'm thinking of. So it would be like, a young adult who stops accepting help from their parents, for example. Like, I am going to do this. I'm going to assume full responsibility for my life. I'm going to, you know what I'm saying? But something about that realization and that letting go of something, of kind of a safety net, allows you to move forward in ways you never thought you could. You soar like this King of Swords. The Empress, it's going to be fruitful. You will benefit, like this Nine of Pentacles, from the fruits of your labor. So this is Taurus energy to me. Mother Earth, all the queens. So all the aces make up the Magician, all the queens make up the Empress. But like, I think the Magician, the most dominant energy is the Wands. With the Empress, the most dominant energy is the Pentacles, the Earth energy. And we do have that Taurus full moon, a new moon on the 4th in Scorpio. Oh, that's pretty intense. It's a want, a need that maybe, whether it's, it could be anything that you've been harboring comes to the surface. Your deepest desires, your something that you've always held with you, like it's breaking free. Queen of Cups, so more Scorpio. I was just saying it's the stronger on the Pentacles, but now that Queen of Cups, which is Taurus and Scorpio, making their self known. So the Queen of Cups, she's offering this cup. She's offering another offer with the Knight of Cups there. So there, I could definitely see, well, pregnancy whenever the Empress comes up, but someone really, you could be clinging to being single too. I don't need anyone. So now I'm seeing it a little bit different. Instead of hanging on to someone else, you could be hanging on to your independence and saying, well, I don't need anyone. And actually, you've been pushing people away unknowingly because you're a little bit afraid to be tied to someone. That resonates with me. But you have to open up your heart. Something about November, we will be opening our hearts and opening up to someone new. Really leaning into our creativity. Scorpio is very creative and psychic. Yeah, you may intuitively sense what's coming. You may have been sort of playing out this scenario in your head, and then it comes to fruition. The Empress is organic. Some of you may really want to go by water. The Queen of Cups is by the water, but the full moon, though, the full moon's in this. That's going back to Aries. Yeah, if there's someone you have a crush on, there's been sort of a, you think there's a mutual crush. You know how you think there is, but you never know. And some people do have a crush, but they'll never freaking admit it. Um, I feel like, oh boy, with that Mars, so we were talking about the Aries energy from October 20th, that maybe around then you guys got together, or you were seeing this person or saw this person again, and I don't know, it rekindled something because we're still in Mercury in retrograde. Well, I'm filming this like October 15th or something. I could see there being a really passionate coming together. Now it's interesting, if it is like an earth sign, that you may have known this person, and we said that before, for a long time, um, that it's pretty intimate pretty fast because you weren't, if you do get together like romantically, physically, um, since you already know each other, or maybe you feel like you know each other, it's almost, you have that soul connection where you feel like you can skip all the small talk and it gets deep really fast. You just kind of get each other. Um, you could be sharing your feelings about each other pretty quickly because of that, because it's almost like you get to skip a step. And I don't think you're really skipping it. It's just you don't, I don't know. There's none of the small talk, there's none of the superficiality. I guess all I can say, Sag, is you deserve this. And I think this is whatever the things that are coming to you, whether it's creative downloads and being pushed towards something you want to do, that class, that career, whatever you've been thinking about or wanting as a child, a new relationship. It's time to do what you need to do to be open to receiving it and to make that first step. Maybe you need to make the offer. You need to put yourself out there. You need to push forward. It's time. I'm just looking at that Empress again. Sorry, I was going to end it, but I got drawn back to, this is organic. She's organic. She's nurturing. It's interesting. The Queen of Cups and the Empress, they're nurturing and everything and just allow things to be, versus this Magician and the Aries energy. Um, that I was feeling at the beginning, coming together and saying, yes, but sometimes you do need to take charge. You know what I mean? You can't always be passive and take action with that Magician. Yeah, I think, yeah, you may need to make the first move, or you may need to initiate something. You may need to put your resume or ask someone for something. Put your resume out there. But it's time to take a step forward with your deepest desires. Something you've been maybe stuck on. Because Taurus is fixed earth. Something you've just been stuck on, and time is passing and time is passing and time is passing. And I feel like your realization is, what the fuck am I waiting for? And move forward and do something about it. Okay, Sag, I guess we got to have our marching orders. I like it. I hope you have a wonderful month of November.